Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a special care package video. So this came in recently. Don't want to show the front because it's got some address info on it, so I drew a little illustration here. If you can guess who this came from, it was pretty crudely drawn, especially the second half of this, but this is from Card Wolf, a very recent channel here on YouTube, at least in the last few months. Really been digging CW's content, his approach to the hobby, his relaxed, easygoing attitude and delivery. Just a channel that I sort of latched onto very early on and have been a big fan of. I've watched actually every Card Wolf video that's been posted to date, and I think this is a payback here for some cards that I sent him recently. So had a bunch of Baltimore Orioles cards sitting around, and CW used to live in the Baltimore area and is an Orioles transplant living out in Utah, still a fan of the team. So I batched up all those Orioles, sent them over to him, and although he certainly didn't need to do it, looks like he was kind enough to send some goodies back in my direction. So let's just get into these, I guess, one packet at a time here. So we'll start with this one. Comical note here from CW. Reprints, don't get all excited. So I won't, but I appreciate reprints as well as the real deal. And don't think I have any of these. These, I believe, are from those Archives baseball releases that came out in the 90s. And quick backstory on these, while I don't have and didn't have as a kid any of these 54s, which I'm guessing came out maybe in like 92 or somewhere around there. It doesn't really say on the back, but I'm guessing these are 92 because what I did have a ton of were the 53 reprints from Topps Archives that came out in 1991. And those were the cards that kind of initiated my interest in the 53 Topps set, which I still kind of have as a love in the hobby to this day. I'm actually trying to complete the entire set, but those 91 53 Archives cards really were what got me into 50s Topps. I only had a couple of vintage Bowman cards prior to those, and so it's really cool to get some of these from the following year, showing some of the 54s. Sadly, 54 Topps is somewhat poorly represented in my collection. I do have, the really big card, the Aaron rookie, but don't have a lot of these Red Sox commons. So these reprints are actually kind of a nice stand-in for now, and get to see what the cards look like. They're faithful recreations as far as the front and back to some extent. The big difference being that the 54 cards were actually oversized, and these reprints are printed on standard modern size cardstock. And the other big difference is these have a white border on all four sides of the inset color. And in the 54 release, the border is only on the left, right, and bottom sides, and the top, the blue color would actually extend all the way to the top of the card in this case. So a couple of slight differences there, but other than that, faithful recreations of the 54 Topps card. And it looks like that is maybe, most of a complete team set there of Red Sox from that Archives release. So super cool. Really appreciate those, CW. And now we'll do this other baggie here, and then I guess we'll save this random golden mystery bag for last. So that's very intriguing. So it looks like CW returned fire here from my stack of Orioles with a random stack of Red Sox. So from 90 Leaf, we have Mike Botticker. I loved this set in 1990. This set was a huge deal. Had the Sammy Sosa and the Frank Thomas rookie cards in it, as well as a really nice Griffey Jr. and others, and was perceived at the time as sort of a mid to high-end set, believe it or not. So always loved that first Leaf release. Here is a really cool 83 Dennis Eckersley, and what makes this one amazing is it's an O-Pee-Chee Canadian print. You can see here instead of Topps, we have the O-Pee-Chee name. Now, I have a question here too. This is sort of along the lines of sepia, but growing up, I always called it O-Pee-Chee. That was just how my family, my brothers and I referred to it. But I hear a lot of folks on YouTube that pronounce it as O-Pee-Chee and sort of focus on that third syllable. And I don't really know which is right and which is wrong. So you tell me, is it O-Pee-Chee or is it O-Pee-Chee? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Here's a 1980 Jim Rice, Hall of Famer from 80 Topps. And this one's in nice shape too. The 1980 Topps release is notoriously difficult on condition, and this one looks like pack fresh. I mean, to the point where I'm actually wondering if, maybe CW pulled this out of a pack himself. Looks very, very crisp. I know this is a tough set because if you have high grade Hall of Famers, like even a PSA 8 or 9 from the 80 Topps release will command some money because they are very, very prone to damage, aside from being, over 40 years old now. Working backwards, here's a 78 Jim Rice, which is fantastic. I want to say, I don't have a computer handy here, but I believe this is the year that he won his MVP, maybe. But either way, love that smile. Fantastic addition to the Red Sox vintage portion of the PC there. Really appreciate that, CW. I missed out on CW's vintage giveaway due to an issue with email getting stuck in a spam folder. It's a long story, but thinking some of these vintage may be late to the party giveaway gift here. So here from the 80s, we have a Roger Clemens Fleer card. This is really nice. Early career Clemens. I want to say this is an 86 Fleer, which would be like a second, or I guess in the case of Fleer, third year Clemens card, but love it. It's in great condition, fantastic image. He did not get the call to the Hall in his 10th and final opportunity this year, but I do think he and Bonds will get in via the Veterans Committee at some point. Here's a beautiful 64 Dick Williams with the Yankee Stadium backdrop. Love the 64 Topps set. Don't believe I have this one. I am working on Red Sox team sets of all the Topps releases throughout the 60s, so this will be a home run for that portion of the PC. Just awesome stuff. And wow, you really, you sent too much here, CW, but as we continue to make our way through this, here's a pair of 61 Topps Red Sox, which will go towards that pursuit of team sets that I just mentioned. We have All-Star Frank Malzone and very, very effective pitcher Earl Wilson. So two beauties there for the 61 Red Sox team set. This is above and beyond. I don't feel like I sent you anything this old or this nice, so I really, really appreciate it, CW. You did far too much here. Continuing on, this is not the end, believe it or not, of this pouch. We've got a 73 Rico Petrocelli. Love that one. And then we go back to the 90s. Here's Carlos Quintana on 92 Donruss and Phil Plantier on the same set. And then here we have, I believe these are, Heritage from this past year. Rafi Devers. I opened quite a bit of 2021 Topps Heritage, and I don't think I ever ended up with this Devers card. And that explains why. This is a high number. So these are from the Heritage High Number series. I think CW ripped a blaster of this stuff recently, so it looks like I inherited the two Red Sox cards from that rip, so thank you very much. That's fantastic. I don't have any high series Heritage prior to getting this package, so perfect. Here's a combo card out of 90 Fleer, Boston Igniters, featuring Wade Boggs and Mike Greenwell. Got another combo card from Fleer, this one from 92, Today and Tomorrow, Mo Vaughn and Cecil Fielder. A couple of nice smiles there on some big-time sluggers from the early 90s. And then how about this? We close out with a 62 Topps Sporting News All-Star Chuck Schilling card, second baseman. I absolutely don't have this card. I'm 100% positive of it. I don't recall ever having even seen this card. Fantastic. This is a higher number card too, 467 out of the 62 Topps release, which probably explains why I didn't have a copy and hadn't seen it prior to this, but that is quite simply put, just fantastic. I love it. An amazing end to that little team set bag of Sox vintage and other goodness. And last but not least, as we approach the 10-minute mark here, I'm intrigued by this one gold package with a note that says, for your growing collection. So this could be, any one of a variety of things. Xander Bogaerts, Red Sox, Juan Soto, Rafi Devers. It could be a vintage card. Wow. And it's a vintage card, all right. And it's a Mickey Mantle This is from 1961 Topps, and it's a card that pays tribute to a mammoth 565-foot home run that he hit. I want to say this was in Washington. Looking at the back here, yeah, it was against the Senators. Pitcher Chuck Stobbs. He crushed the ball 565 feet. So this is, I've done a couple videos on the channel where I've started to discuss the Mickey Mantle playing era run that I'm working on. And what I'm trying to do is get PSA slabbed version of every Mantle card from 53 Topps through his 69 Topps final card. And then I want to supplement those with some of the other all-star cards and league leaders and highlight cards. And I do not have this card. So this is amazing. This is far too generous of you. I'm obviously going to have to find a way here to return fire. I don't think I can, in good conscience, just let that be. That is, if I sound like I'm at a loss for words, it's because I am pretty speechless. It's not every day that you get a 1960s, Mickey Mantle card just completely by surprise and out of the blue in a care package. So I am blown away by your generosity, sir. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. That card will always have a special place in that Mantle run, just knowing that it came from a wonderful member of this YouTube community and someone who I think I have a lot in common with and who I'm really looking forward to watching grow here on this platform. So, so generous of you. I just, I can't say it enough. I'll obviously be reaching out to you individually long before you see this video, but above and beyond, and just absolutely mind-blowing. Just another example of the kindness that exists in this community, and CW expresses that or shows that, I think, even more than most. So I'm blown away. Thank you, sir. And to everybody else, thank you for stopping by, checking out this amazing care package. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Till then, take care. Look at that Mantle. Love it.